Welcome.
Hey, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
You got a good setup, dude. You got the fucking mic. It sounds awesome. You got the headset. Man, I appreciate that so much. Bro, for real.
A lot of people don't come on with that stuff. I know. I'm on my computer a lot, so gotta keep the setup going
Yeah,
good.
right. Yeah, the one thing, like, even if they don't have a mic, if they have the at least a headset or earbuds, because there's so many that I'll try to talk a little softer if they don't have headset or mic or a headset or earbuds, because I'll always hear myself every once in a while. It's like, through their system. So I'm like, oh, dude, like it's 2023. Can everyone just have fucking headsets? Like, what are we doing here? They're $20.
You're just gonna hear yourself and like, geez, that's what I sound like. God.
Oh, dude, when I first started editing my own videos, I was like, ugh, what?
I know that feeling.
I was like, I seriously went through and changed, like, did the voice changer thing, like just testing it out in the editor. Like, I don't really like how I sound. I'm gonna change my voice a little bit, and I couldn't get it sounding. I didn't like any of them, so I was like, fuck it, whatever. That's what it is. Okay.
I mean, I was able to get a clear voice when I didn't have the whole entire setup with what is it called? Audacity or something like that. I was able to I was able to get a clear setup in there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I use Steel Series Sonar, and it makes everything sound a million times better.
Nice. Okay.
So, that's something to look into.
That's like a audio editing software?
Basically, yeah. It's also, you could program any of their Steel Series products at all, and you're able to customize and just change how it sounds and everything. And you could also change how your mic input goes through, so you could change all different kinds of levels on it, and it's nice. So now I'm able to get more of a broadcaster quality out of this mic.
Yeah, dude, that's nice. Okay, cool. Good deal. I'll have to look into that Steel Series audio thing, because so this is a Logitech $27 mic and headset. USB plug and play, easy as fuck. And then I'm using OBS.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the levels down there. You just set up your inputs, whatever, and then you can adjust your levels and shit like that. I've been using that pretty much since I started. And I did Zoom for a while. I used Zoom for these calls for probably a good 2 months or so, maybe 3. And I had to pay for the service. I didn't have to pay for it, but
Gonna pay for that?
if you don't pay for it, so the free version gives you 40 minutes of a video call. So if you are on the free version, you only get 40 minutes. Well, these most of these go longer than that. So, it's a pain in the ass. I did one of them one time. In fact, the one that came out last Friday with Anthony from, or maybe it was Wednesday. I can't remember. One day last week. It was Anthony from Obey Airsoft, who plays at CIA Tampa.
Yeah.
That one, he was like, he had a MacBook that he was working off of, and on Discord, he couldn't get the camera to show up on the drop-down box so it was default to the laptop camera.
Yeah.
And I started looking it up. I'm like, man, this has happened a handful of times through Discord with people with Macs. And I'm like, well, it can't be that fucking hard. What is the deal here? Like,
it's super easy to change at Macs, actually.
Really? Please inform me. Everyone listen, please, because I'm going to use this as a training video.
So basically, where the same settings you would go for sound, you could go into device settings, where it shows all your devices, all your printers, and all that kind of stuff. Basically, the same way you go to sound stuff is the same way you go to all your devices. Now, if you scroll down to where it shows all your cameras and stuff, you can click which device is defaulted on your camera. So it would say whatever MacBook something camera,
Yeah.
and it would say that's auto defaulted. Now, if you got another one plugged in, you'd look for the name of your camera. Say, I got my Logitech camera right here. You look for the Logitech camera. Usually it show a little camera icon right next to it. And then same thing, right click it. If you need to go to properties, go properties, but it should be set default camera.
Mm.
And if you need to, if something's not working, you could always go to your laptop camera and right click it and disable it completely so that it'll automatically resort to your USB camera.
Oh my God. So you have to go into the proper, like the actual settings on the laptop, on the MacBook settings, not through Discord. Okay. That's why they're not getting, Discord. It won't give them a drop. It won't give them a list, or it won't show up on the list for the drop, you know, on the Discord call. Okay. So it's beyond, okay. So it's defaulting to whatever the system settings are saying. Got it.
Yes.
Dude, thank you. Mm-hmm. So, bro, let's see, we chatted recently and you signed up through my website, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to promote that to a lot of people because it's so much easier. Since I started that, it's so much easier for both of us, for you and for me, and whoever wants to sign up with different time zones. Are you in East Coast time?
No, I'm in Central. I'm out of Illinois.
Illinois. Okay. So when you went on there, did it show your current or your?
No, it did not. It just said 12 Eastern.
Oh, it did say Eastern though. Okay.
Yeah, it said 12 Eastern. So obviously 11 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. Huh. Well, I have to run a test again. Okay. Because I switched it recently where maybe I changed the settings after you went on there. But anyway, it's supposed to show your current or your local time so that, yeah, I'll have to double check that. But anyway, I do appreciate people going on there and using that feature because it makes it way easier. You can just go in and pick a date. I've got a couple guys that picked a date like a month from now, like in March.
Yeah.
So it works out great, you know, and then if there's, you know, whatever's available, somebody could just pick. It's fine. Yeah, it works out good. Hell yeah.
I really like the format. It was nice. It was easy, smooth sailing. Just sign up and go.
Awesome.
Get everything you need to and just go.
Yeah. Now I will say this, the different fields to fill in, obviously the Discord, it's really helpful because this is what we're talking through. So if somebody I don't have to leave a link to our Discord. If they put their Discord in, I can just add them as a friend on there, and then we can chat that way. So it makes it a lot easier. And then the Instagram is nice because, you know, that's where I started really reaching out to a lot of people, and then and kind of find out about their team and that kind of thing, and their play, you know, where they play and stuff. But the phone number thing I left on there, and it's an optional. It's not a required field. I left it on there because when I was setting it up, it said that it would send a text message as a reminder to. Did you get one?
I don't think I did. I could check real quick.
Yeah, it said it was supposed to send a text message as a reminder. Okay.
No, I never got it. No.
Well, I'm still figuring those settings out, but
yeah, I get that.
The basics are there. I'll definitely have to look into updating a couple things. So, but anyway, yeah, we chatted just recently, and so give me a background on where you play and who you play with, and who. I'm trying to remember who you're connected with that I talked with.
So I've been playing for about 6 years now. Before I got really consistent as I am now, playing every weekend, it was on and off. I'd go to the Milsims every now and then in the Illinois area, but my main field is always Paintball Explosion. I first found out about you guys when my buddy Airsoft Dad, not Scott, but Mike.
Okay.
Uh, he was saying, dude, I just got on this podcast. It was an awesome experience. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you, man. And I started listening. I was like, yeah, this is a pretty nice podcast and entertaining. And then just kept listening. I started shouting you out on Instagram as much as I could because I like good podcasts, you know? And
Thanks, dude.
then listen. Then May, well, I was talking to May, and then she said, "Oh, I'm on Trifecta Airsoft's podcast too." I was like, "No way, that's awesome!" And
Yeah,
you know,
she's
and
cool.
everything went from there. And then you hit me up and talked to me, said you should come on, and I said, "Screw it, why not?" You know, I'm a pretty
Hell yeah.
easygoing guy. It's not my
Yeah,
first time
dude.
on podcast.
This is your first time?
It's not my first time.
It's not?
I've done
Okay.
I've done small little things, but
Yeah. Good, dude. Well, you seem very comfortable. And you know, for anyone listening or watching this, um, I am 100% open to people just reaching out to me and asking to be on, or just fill out the form. Just sign up. You don't even have to hit me up if you're, you know, if you're hesitant, you know, if your hesitation on being on a podcast is I'm nervous because I've never been on a podcast, or I haven't played that long. I don't know a lot about, you know, airsoft gear and guns, you know, or I just got into it, whatever. Trust me, it's okay. If you've played one game, it's more than I played. Okay, so you know, and I don't do a lot of tech talk on here. I don't ask a lot of in-depth airsoft questions. You know, now if somebody
yeah,
starts talking about, like, if they're really into like builds and stuff like that, when I was talking with I am Dylan, you know, he does high kappa builds, and of course Houdini and guys like that that do all this stuff with their gear. I'll ask questions about that as they talk about it. But typically, for new people on here, it's very laid back. It's a really laid back conversation about how you got into airsoft, and what's going on. Like, what are you excited about now? You know, that's it. So, and pretty much wherever it leads. And sometimes these go off on tangents, which I don't mind at all. So it's whatever, you know, laid back.
yeah, I get that. I get that. So have you been to any events or anything out over there in South Carolina? I mean, what's going on over there
Yeah, we
event
got
wise?
so in South Carolina, we have a field, an AO, that is used quite often for big milsims. So 3 day milsims. It's called GTI, Government Training Institute. It's in Barnwell, South Carolina, which is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from, like, south of where I'm at now in Simpsonville. And Third Coast Airsoft, TCA,
Yeah,
they're the ones, they utilize that the most probably throughout the year for big events. They do two big ones that I know of off the top of my head are Stonebreaker, that's their biggest one, and that's
yeah,
actually coming
I
up.
know Stonebreaker. I know
Yeah,
Stonebreaker.
that one's coming up next month. That's Third Coast Airsoft, and that's here in South Carolina at GTI. And then Iron Dagger, and that's Third Coast Airsoft as well. And that's in at GTI. So I've been to Stonebreaker last year, and then Iron Dagger last year, which was in October. And then I went to, I can't remember if it was, honestly, I can't remember if it was once or twice. I went to Airsoft Columbia, which is an indoor field, was an indoor field, and they got shut down because of zoning things that changed for their where their building was at and everything at the time. And they're actually getting ready to open up a new one down around that same area in Columbia, South Carolina. So I've been to three, maybe four events, I guess. Two big events, and then indoor play, just kind of a random, you know, open play night.
Yeah,
Yep. And I filmed the whole time. Like the two GTI events I went to, I was went as press pass, and that's what I'm going to for Stonebreaker this year. I'm going to hang out as press again. So, oh yeah,
I won't be down there for Stonebreaker. I'm gonna be going out to I'm gonna be up in either at Red. I'm gonna be at Red Dawn for the first one. That's our season opener by Mere Tactical. This is one of our biggest Midwest Milsim guys around here, and as you heard Mae say before, it is a shit show. It's absolutely terrible. But I just go there just to hang out with our group. All of our buddies who are regulars at Paintball Explosion, friends, just go down there. We just cook out, everyone brings food, and it's always good times and laughs from there. But we go there, have our season opener, and then the next month we go to Sheboygan Falls, and that's Operation Blacklist, and that's at the Sheboygan Insane Asylum, which is a super cool place. It's got underground tunnels, dark as all can believe. It's super fun. Good range of CQB, mid range, and long range.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
It's nice. It's nice. Those are my two openers.
Now, did you when you started in Airsoft, were you mostly did you start out like indoor play, or did you get right into like outdoor and then into the milsim kind of aspect with all the military gear and shit like that? What was how did you start out?
So believe it or not, 6 years ago, I started out as a novice sniper kid. I know. But before I got into high kappas and, my speedy boy stuff, I started out as a sniper. I first got a terrible S&T M48-3, quickly got rid of that thing and hopped onto an SSG-24. And I played with that for a couple years, and I remember going to my first milsim with that. It was at the old Juliet State Prison in obviously Juliet, Illinois, and that was my favorite milsim by far. Beautiful CQB there, and beautiful long range. And I remember going there with the SSG-24, and it was just so fun. But after that was all done, we finally got an opportunity to play indoor at Paintball Explosion, which was the only indoor field out in Illinois at the time. But I think there was one in Kankakee, but I think it closed. But we had our first indoor. It was night games from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. on a Saturday, and went there with just a pistol. I had all of my still milsim attire, went there with a pistol, and I had fun. I had so much fun. I had green gas magazines. It was a terrible setup, let me tell you this. But I had fun, and I was actually like fully wiping people with just a green gas pistol.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what was this event? What was the AO? What was the layout? Was it close quarters mostly, or?
Oh, it was the indoor CQB.
Oh, indoor. Okay.
Yeah, it was indoor CQB, and it was, like I said, it was one of the few indoor fields that were available to us at the time. And I was just with my green gas pistol. Everybody had their speedsoft attire there, and it was just me in military clothing with a green gas pistol. I'm just quick peeking, and I'm sniping people with this thing. And I'm like, man, I'm doing really good at this. Yeah. And then the next time I went there, I bought a VFC MP5A5, and that was my first AEG at the time. And everything just flew from there. And I would just start sweeping spawns, looping, flanking, and all the gunfights are smooth sailing from there. And eventually the indoor closed down for a bit, and I went on back to my milsim stuff, and I bought my first rifles. It was another VFC caliber 2, and that thing was just beautiful. That was over at Sherwood in LaPorte, Indiana, and that was a really good milsim there. It's all outdoors, not really too much CQB, but a lot of static cover. You can move from cover to cover.
Yeah.
And from there, that's when I just learned, wow, I like being aggressive. And everything flew from there. Got into HBA and never looked back. I'm never going to go back to AEGs, but...
That's what I've heard, man. Most people that switch to HPA, they hate going back to AEGs.
Well, HBA is so much nicer. For all you AEG builders, I give you guys so much props. So much props, because AEGs are complicated. They are so complicated. You don't want to do HPA. it's expensive to start. You got to get your tank, line, and regulator, and that's gonna be like $300-$400 to start. But the HBA unit's $300. You got a brand new built gun. Congratulations. All you do, rip up the gearbox, take everything out besides the trigger and the trigger spring, and congratulations. Throw in the unit, you're done. Close it up.
Bro.
Easiest
for
thing in
real.
the world.
Yeah, and then they're a lot easier to work on. There's less
So much
moving
easier.
parts, obviously. Dude, when you take the first time I took a gearbox apart, and I didn't know, I didn't look up how to take it apart. I worked on machines and with cars, and most of my life, so I'm very mechanically inclined. I had a bunch of tools. I'm like, I can do this shit,
Yeah.
whatever. Give me that thing. Pull all this, take the gun apart, get the gearbox. I'm like, I got this shit. I see how this goes. Okay, I see what's going on here. Pop it off. Bing!
Yeah, I was about to say, it probably exploded on you.
Fucking sprays, bro.
And that's when you look at it and you're like, oh, fuck.
I was like, major fuck, bro. Okay, because I'm like, okay, it's humbling. It's humbling. I was like,
It is.
I guess I don't know everything. All right, shit.
Oh, H's are so complicated.
Bro.
I cannot do it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it was a good learning experience. I actually had fun in the beginning. After that experience, I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna see what. And then after I was good until I got to a couple of gearboxes where there was one. It was a H&K licensed one. I can't remember who made it. Fuck, we got it in a mystery box, but it was a sniper. JP on our channel got it out of one of the mystery boxes, and it was a H&K licensed sniper. And
I think I know which one you're talking about. It's kind of like a G36, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It was
which
really
one
long, but the
you're talking about.
gearbox was a little weird. Like, I can't remember what version it was, but maybe version 3. But all the other gearboxes I could put back together myself. Stick my finger in there. I actually had this little armoring tool, stuff that a real thin, long steel tool that I would use, almost like a punch, and I'd hold all the stuff in with that and stick the gearbox on it, the top on it. It was fine. This one, I couldn't do it, bro. Things were just not in the same places as the other stuff, and I literally I tried, I don't know, 10 times. Shit fall apart. It wasn't bouncing, but it was just, I'd go to put it on, it would pop. I'm like, fuck. So after I'm like sweating and my hands are sweaty and I'm slippery, I'm like, Christian was walking by and I said, Chris, come here. So I've got all my fingers laid out just right. I was like, I need 2 fingers right here, and then I need you to put the top on. So we got it back together. And it still didn't work that great. Okay. And I was so irritated. I gave it back to JP. I was like, bro, fuck this thing. Okay. I'm not doing it again. So that's where I started getting frustrated. I was like, I don't want to work on these anymore because of that. I was like, no, it's not fun. Okay. Yep.
At first when you're taking apart an AG for the first time, it's just stressful because you're always trying to remember what parts go where.
Yeah.
And you're just laying it out like, okay, this part's right there. I just visualize it on a table and I put the part or imagine where it is on the gun. And I have it on like a white sheet so I can see all the parts, put where the mag release is going to sit, put where the slide catch is going to be. And then I just map it out, all the screws, all the pins, and put it there. But like I said, or like you said, once you take it apart and everything explodes, you have that realization of the oh fuck moment.
Yes.
And yeah, and I just can't do AGs anymore.
Now, when did you? So you switched to HPA fairly early on in your airsoft career, kind of.
Actually, no. I'd say about 4 years. 4 years in.
Really?
So, yeah. So 2 years ago, I switched.
And so once you did, you were like, holy shit, why didn't I do this earlier?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit, dude.
HBA is the way. It is.
It really is that upgrade.
I would say at like certain Milsim events where you can't get HBA fills, you're kind of screwed. Like I know there's some places that don't give HBA, and all it is just full AEGs there. And if you're bringing HBA, you got to pray that your tank doesn't run out. And
oh god,
that's where like the one perk about AEGs is that it's all on your batteries, and you could charge your batteries anywhere. You have some sort of electrical connection, you can plug it in, boom, you're charging batteries, and you'll still have a working gun.
Aren't batteries a lot cheaper than like if you you can buy 2 sets of batteries backups, keep them charged, take them with you for a lot cheaper than if you had to buy another tank to take with you, like a separate tank.
Yeah, I mean for the AEGs I do have. One AEG I do have right now is my, I think the only AEG I do have is my MPX, and I'm keeping that stock until, something breaks on it. That's what I like to do.
Keep it stock, bro. Those things are nice from what I've heard.
Yeah, 100%. VFC gearboxes are beautiful, but once that thing breaks, I'm going to switch to HBA, but I have so many 11.1 batteries sitting in my LiPo guard bag that in case I ever need to use them, I use them. Or in case anybody else has problems, I just give them a battery. Yeah. So it's always nice to have batteries on standby, just in case. Even if you have HBA. Even if you have HBA, because you never know.
Yeah, that's true. Your buddies, those that haven't switched yet, might need a battery.
Yeah. I know one of my buddies, Raymond, he always uses battery guns. He doesn't like HBA. He's had one HBA gun, but he just doesn't like carrying the tank, which I say that is the downside of HBA.
Sure.
But the tank for me is not too bad. I just keep it in the backpack and run a hose. He just likes his AEGs, but
yeah,
he always says batteries on standby. He's got at least 20 in his bag, but I can't do that. But I will say, once in a while, not having the tank on your back and running an AEG is kind of nice.
Yeah. No strings attached. You just slap that battery in there and close it up and ready to go.
No strings, literally. It's full movement. It's nice.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Once they figure that out, man, it's, I mean, there's a lot of, well, for speedsoft stuff, there a lot of these airsoft guns are going to the, I guess what they're calling them is Euro build, which is pretty much they look like a paintball marker. So they have the tank on the back, right at the bottom of the pistol. Yep, the pistol grip. So it's just like a paintball marker. What we used to have back in the day when I was playing paintball. And they got that carbon fiber. One of the guys was showing me a carbon fiber barrel that he's got. Super fucking light.
I got you, bro. Don't you worry. I got you. You talk about one of these.
Oh my God, look at this. Bro, yes. That looks awesome.
The aluminum ESG grip on the bottom, AirTag Customs, upper and end. This is the Mancraft Mjolnir. You could change this to suppressor and amplifier, but I got a jack in here currently at the time, but this AirTag Custom upper is beautiful. I love this thing. It is so lightweight. You could just toss it around. Sometimes I even use it as a pistol when I'm shooting.
Right.
But
dude, that's nice.
It's so nice. It is a 155 millimeter barrel, which is small, but it's nice for CQB. It's really nice.
Yeah, for indoor, sure, of course.
That's I have this thing lighter than my high cap.
Wow. So, wow. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Well, you got so you grabbed a gun from back there. You've got a couple things.
I got a case on the floor.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got I want to see all your gear, but what is the poster that's on the wall, and then are those bike parts hanging up on your wall?
Yeah, so that's currently my gun wall, but I took all my guns down right now. Don't mind the desk because that's a complete utter shit show.
So is mine.
Batteries.
I got
up. I got a drilled battery charger up there. I got other battery chargers, just random parts. But for the poster, this is a display that I got. My brother got it for me for Christmas, and this is of a game called Fallout New Vegas. I'm a big game. As you see, setup,
Right.
RGB lights, big gamer. This is a display from Fallout New Vegas, one of my favorite games of all time. Very old. Not well, I can't say very old, but an older game, and it's just good memories. Good memories. I've always enjoyed that game. It's a post-apocalyptic game.
Oh yeah, it's great.
We're based in Vegas, and you just basically survive your courier, and you got to figure out what's going on in the wasteland after a nuclear fallout. Yeah,
I played that game. It was a lot of fun.
I also got another one behind me that you can't see. That's
you couldn't see it. Oh shit!
Yeah, it's a
Star Wars.
It's a Star Wars one. It's from Captain Rex from the Clone Wars.
Nice.
I'm a big Star Wars nerd.
Yeah, dude. Most airsofters are. Like most airsofters, they're Star Wars fans. Star Wars? Star Trek, Star Wars, gamers, right? Video gamers. Mm-hmm. Which is why I'm so surprised sometimes that people don't know how to do a headset and get on. Like, what do they? How do they talk to people when they're playing a game? I don't get it. What do they use?
They just scream at the TV and hope.
That's what.
There's a guy behind you.
Oh my God! No. Hell yeah. Now, what are those bike parts up there?
All right, so that is my stunt cage, and that hasn't gone on my bike just yet. I ride motorcycles. I currently got a Kawasaki Z650, and once the stunt cage gets on there, it's going to be ready for the springtime once it gets a little bit warmer to ride.
So, pull your mic just a little bit more in front of you.
Gotcha.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, you cut out. What kind of bike do you have?
I got a Kawasaki Z650.
Nice. Okay.
She's definitely a beaut.
It is pretty. I saw the picture you have on your Instagram and also on your Discord. And what is the the bio says? I'm curious about it. So I was going to ask you about this first. So I want to bring it up. Hold on, I want to bring it up. So I got it right here, actually.
Yeah. Go ahead, read it off.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find it. I know. Let me share the screen here.
Which one is that? I think I got two up right now. Yep, I got two.
Oh, you got two
good quotes. Two good quotes.
Yeah, read it off.
All right, so we're gonna start with probably the one that you saw. I bet I can clear a building faster than you could clear out a woman from a party, and that's probably true. It's for any weirdo who looks on my Discord profile and sees that I'm an airsofter, and there's some people who are kind of weird out here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know.
And
no, the one I do like that one. I do like that one, but the first one, I will spit in your mouth
I got
if you.
I will personally spit in your mouth if you own a Chrysler 300. I have a very big disdain for Chrysler 300. Every single one on the road drives like an asshole. It's just, you think BMWs are bad? Wait till you see the clapped out Chrysler 300 with mismatched paint on the hood. And he's just blowing past you. And I'm just looking at him like, bro, you're not fast.
Oh, it's so funny.
Your Chrysler 300 looks like crap, bro.
Yes. I love it. Well, I have never owned a Chrysler 300. When they came out with that model,
I'm happy for you.
They came out with that model. I was like, first of all, this thing looks dumbass as shit. But the battery system was so weird. I don't know if they've changed it, but the first model they came out with for the 300, battery's in the trunk, and it always had problems. I worked with guys that had them, and they're always breaking down just because of the battery. Like something went wrong with the battery thing. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this shit in the back? It was weird. Very weird.
Actually, my Challenge, I own a 21 Dodge Challenger, and the battery's in the back also.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So that's
but
a
I haven't had
common.
any problems just yet. Just yet.
Yeah,
Knock
yeah.
on wood. But
Maybe that. Yeah, it was just some flaw in their system when they first came out with it.
did it
It was
ever
the
get
first.
recalled?
I don't know.
It
I don't
better
even
have.
know. Cause I mean, it's like I said. I just knew a couple guys that had them, and they always had problems with it. And I went to because they knew I worked on cars, so they're like, "Hey, come look at this thing." I'm like, open up the hood, and it won't start. So first thing I'm looking at is the battery. So I go to, I want to open the hood. I want to check the connectors to make sure they're not loose, because most people don't know. Even if you have uh, the tiniest bit of movement in your connector to your post on your battery, like if it's loose enough to where you can wiggle it by hand,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Yeah.
even if you have to kind of struggle, but you can still move it. Those are that still can be a enough of a non-connection to make that where it won't start. So I open the hood. I'm looking. What the fuck? Going. Oh no, it's in the back. I'm like, what the hell? This is of course the first year they came out. This is a long time ago, and I was just like, what? Why the fuck? I understand they're trying to save space or whatever, um, but yeah, those first ones that came out, just so many people had issues with them. I didn't know if it was a battery issue. Uh, I had heard later that it was, but who knows? I don't know. But it was just I didn't like the car. Those and PT Cruisers, bro. I hated the model of either of those or both of those.
Don't get me wrong. Chrysler 300s are a great luxury car. I just have the problem with people racing them.
The whoever's driving them got it.
Yes.
The way they're
Just
driving.
they're great as a luxury car. They're meant to be a luxury car.
Yeah.
But when you try to turn the luxury car, you try to clap it out into some terrible shit box that looks worse than it was before.
Oh yeah.
That's my problem. That's my problem, man.
You know those guys that drive the old dudes that drive the Cadillac CTS, was it CTS or CTX?
Yeah. CTSs,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Those kind of look a little sporty. I know they're luxury. They kind of look a little sporty, but these old guys drive like fucking 20 miles an hour in them. That's fine. That's fine. Just don't be in front of me.
The old ones are luxury. The new ones they've actually developed them to be real nice sports cars. And
Mm.
I know the top trim on I believe it's the CTS. It might be the A something. I'm not sure, but I think it's called like the Blackbird or something like that. I think it's like pushing 800 horsepower, and it's supposed to be a track demon out there. And
Huh.
I've seen them. They look
800
nice.
horsepower.
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
I'm
I don't
quoting
know
you.
for sure.
I'm quoting
Don't
you,
quote
bro.
me. It might be 700, but I think it's like near 8.
Bro, that's crazy. Um, so have you always been into bikes, or when did you get into sport bikes?
Well, at first I was a country boy, and liked my trucks, liked everything. And,
Hell
my
yeah.
buddies would race their trucks. I'm like, well, you're in a truck. These things are heavy as hell. So I said, cars just are faster.
Yeah.
And got into cars, and started doing a lot of stuff with cars. Started studying up on them. Played a lot of racing games, so that really drove me into cars. And then I say about 3 years ago, I wanted a motorcycle. Always wanted a Harley, and then I realized, looking into sports bikes are fast and cost efficient.
Right.
So you could be faster than a Hellcat on something that costs 20,000 instead of 100,000.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, that's insane.
And takes less gas to do it.
I wouldn't say that. But
Well, I mean, how big are those tanks out there? You don't go
usually
through
like
as
4
much gas.
gallons.
Yeah.
4 gallons, and the mile depends on your CC, depends on how hard you're pushing
Right.
it also. But
Right.
you can find
Well,
yourself running out of gas a lot.
You're definitely going to get more more gas mileage, or out of a bike than a car.
I mean, my Z650 it's nice. It has a really good miles per gallon, and it's 600. It's a naked bike. It ain't a sports bike just
Gotcha.
yet, but the naked
Yeah.
bikes are still fun, and it's real torquey right off the rip.
Yeah.
And because it's real torquey, I'm always afraid of it just burning gas constantly. But
Yeah.
it's actually really good on gas. It's actually
That's
really
good.
good on gas.
Now, do you do like trick riding? Like, do you ride wheel? You know how to ride a wheelie?
Not yet, not
Okay.
yet, not yet. But
Are you
I'm
are you
looking.
practicing that?
I cannot confirm or deny the statement, but not currently at this time.
Bro, that shit. I rode dirt bike, and like in the dirt, obviously, and in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to try new tricks, bro, there's very little risk. Very little risk. Okay, because a dirt bike is way lighter, right?
Yeah.
The it's way narrower, it's thinner, right? If you lay it down somewhere, it's not gonna crush your, kneecap or whatever, or the side of your calf, especially in the on the terrain that we're riding on. So, and then most of my buddies in the last 15, 20 years are sport bike, you know riders, and they're trying to learn all those tricks or whatever. And one little, just learn how to ride a wheelie. Just learn how to ride a wheelie. If you don't have full leather on and you're going, I mean, if you don't have full leather on, you have a helmet on, but you don't have full leather on, and you're just going, let's say 20, 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, and you just want to pop it up, and try to ride, and just try to get it going. One little mistake, it flips over, you're going to fuck your bike up pretty damn bad,
Oh,
typically.
for sure.
And you're going to be fucked. Like, well, I wasn't even going that fast. Yeah, and you got road rash on your fucking elbows, like your bones exposed. Like, bro, it's there's a lot of risk with just a little bit of trial. Like, I just want to test this out. I want to get better at this, right, and practice. But yeah, so there's it's
So
just
I got the crash cage right there.
and that's what that's for, to
You
protect the
know,
bike.
yeah, to protect the bike if anything ever happens, if I do ever get into an accident on the
Okay.
road,
Yeah.
you know, some wild scenarios. You never know what's gonna happen out there.
Oh, sure. This podcast I did with Catalyst. It's a 6 millimeter Maniacs is the Airsoft team, and he used to ride big time. He's big into sport bikes, and he used to race and ride, and get on it. Yeah, we actually, when I talked with him, we talked a lot about the about his sport bike and riding and that kind of stuff. There's a handful of people I've talked with. R1 Reaper, he's up in Michigan, and he's got a R1.
Yeah.
Um, he talked about that. I asked him about that because he's got some really good pictures on his Instagram of that bike. It looks good. So
I was thinking about for my 1000cc, I'd get a Kawasaki ZX10R, but not one of the new ones. The previous generation before it, I'm not entirely sure what gen it is, or a BMW S1000RR. Those are, I think those BMWs are just beautiful.
really,
Oh yeah,
I
I
haven't
love.
seen one in a while, bro. The last BMW bike I saw was years ago, and it looked really weird. I didn't like
Yeah,
the
the
style of
older
it.
ones. Yeah, the
Yeah,
the previous generation, the new ones they have now, they have two different headlights, and it's weird. But
yeah.
honestly, I've sat on one, and the feel of the bike is so nice, even for a track bike. Even it's just beautiful.
Now,
But
I'm gonna
the
share
new
the screen.
ones are really nice. The
What's
new
the
ones are
new
really
one
nice.
look like? I'll have it come up for you, or you should be able to see it here.
Uh,
What is?
Search up BMW S1000RR. Actually, it's right there on BMW. Right
Right here?
below, the S1000RR. Should be under the website of BMW.
Oh yeah, I saw it right there. Okay. I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah. See now that
See,
is that a BMW?
that's a
What?
BMW. If
Whoa.
you go to menu,
That's way different. Okay.
yeah, those are all their cruisers. Models. I think they have a shit ton of models. Sport, and you're gonna
Yeah.
find the S1000RR.
Wow, dude. Because you know what? When I first brought this up, it reminded me they all looked like touring bikes, really weird touring bikes, back in the day.
Yeah,
This is crazy looking.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It's really pretty. It's got a track front end, which is I really like because I want something I can take on the track.
Yeah.
And I think this would be a perfect bike. Otherwise, my other one would be like a 2016 ZX10R,
Nice.
which is always nice. But those S1000s are just
Dude.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, in these they start out at 18 grand, 17 grand. Like I know that sounds like a lot, but
Oh yeah, but for bikes,
for
that's
bikes,
nothing.
that's really not bad. Um, Especially a really nice sport bike. Yeah, no shit, right? Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay. Hell yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh.
Once people get into riding, they're pretty much hooked. Anyone I've talked with, most people, they get into riding, they're hooked. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with in the past that are limping around with, leg injuries. They laid the bike down on their leg.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not limping like that's, like they're totally messed up. It's just they've got some pretty decent scars on their calves and but they're still riding. You know what I mean? Like they get into it and they're like, that wasn't that bad. They're like, it's okay. Like I want to keep riding. Like it's not worth it's not worth stopping.
No.
They love it.
Riding is just a freedom that most
Mhm.
people sometimes won't experience, but it's just nice having the wind against your face.
Yeah.
And just riding, doing your own thing, whether it's solo ride or with a group. And it's just a freedom. It's just that weird. It's just one of those weird freedoms that you could get.
Is it
Just cruising along the road, seeing everything that's there.
Yeah.
And it's nice. You have a terrible day at work. You go on your bike and you just ride.
Yeah.
You just relax. It's nice. It's just a nice freedom. It's a nice
Does
freedom.
it feels good too, when you have this kind of power right here literally on your fingertips. You just gun that throttle a little bit and it's like gas and go, bro, like big time.
It is.
You know?
It is. It's a gas and go. That's
It's
one thing
so
I like about it.
fast.
One thing I like about the 650, like I said, was the torque. You
Yeah.
gas it, you're gonna go. But,
Yeah. The sport bike I rode was a Honda CBR 600. It was my
Yeah.
friend's. I never owned a sport bike, and I rode it a handful of times, around the neighborhood and stuff, and took it out on the freeway just to feel that, that kind of
Ripping
power
and
and
ripping,
stuff.
man.
I loved it, man. I loved it. It was great. I just at the time I was out of the military, I never really pursued getting a bike because it was really impractical. I didn't make a lot of money coming out of the military. It was really, and we started having kids right away. So I'm like, who can I take on the bike? Nobody. You want to go to the grocery store? No. And I didn't have enough money to have a nice motorcycle and a family car, when we were first starting out. So, and then later on, as we had more kids, I'm like, we had minivans, you know what I'm saying? We had kids stuff, bro.
Yeah.
And, but I kind of lived that little bit of, adventure kind of thing through my buddy on his Honda CBR. But Those are
I'm
fun.
young.
They're fun.
I'm still in my prime, man. I'm young.
Oh, for sure. That's the time to do it, man. That's my buddies when I was stationed in California, we saw sport bikes were just becoming really popular back in the, 91,
Yeah.
92,
Yeah.
and SoCal, Southern California, right along the beach, right? There's down in Oceanside, it's actually in the movie the original Top Gun, where that house
Hmm.
is. I'm sure you've seen,
Yeah.
where where
Yeah.
she
I know.
was,
Yeah.
where they met. Yeah, I've been on that road. It's right there on the water, just about on the water. And we during the summer, people go down there and cruise at night, during the day, whatever, blasting music. People walk around drinking. It is a party atmosphere, and there's tons of sport bikes just cruising up and down. Guys with ripped that are tan with boa, ball pythons, that are 6 foot pythons wrapped around their neck, and then their girlfriend on the back behind them in a bikini. This is a very common thing down there on the strip in Oceanside, and so sport bikes you saw them all the time. They were kind of becoming really popular with that style coming out back then, because it was way different. Because most bikes, they were Harleys, and then they were touring bikes. And touring
Yeah.
bikes are boring, bro. Suzuki's and stuff, Yamahas were real big. That with the side compartments or bags, or whatever you call them,
Hmm.
people had those. But when sport bikes came out, yeah, that was the shit back then, man. Yep,
That was
still
back
is.
when there was a lot of MCs in Cali back
Yes.
then for sports bikes too. I remember. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
reading up on that.
Right. Yeah. Actually, so the original like MCs back there, out there, were like Harleys.
Hmm.
They all rode Harleys, and if you had a sport bike, bro, no, you're like fuck you, bro, because there was this big competition between the Harleys, or
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
animosity, but Harley riders and the rice burners. They called them rice burners, right?
Yeah.
And the crotch rocket, rice burners, whatever. And yeah, it was. And then later on, they had the motorcycle clubs with the all sport bikes. But most of the time, when you're riding down the freeway, the I-5 in Cali, you'll feel this rumbling. You're like, what the fuck? And you look behind, and there's like 30 Harleys coming up behind you, coming up next to you and just pass you. They're not flying or nothing. It's just
No.
all of those, that bass rumbling of that engine of the Harleys, and they all got their vest, the cut off sleeves with the jean jackets or leather jackets with the cut off sleeves, and their emblem sewed on the back, for their motorcycle club or whatever. But yeah, it was pretty common.
We got a couple good groups out here. Not
Do
like
you?
MCs, but we got a couple good groups out here in Illinois for bikers. I know that for a fact. I know near Chicago, they're wild out there, but
Really?
around like the northeast side of Chicago, it's pretty chill. It's pretty chill.
Yeah.
We got a couple bikes and coffees going on over there. I know a buddy of mine. His name's Carbon Compound on Instagram. He takes a lot of bike pictures and stuff. He goes to a lot of meets, and he's an awesome airsoft paintballer. Also, he goes to all different kinds of stuff, and he's an excellent photographer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good to have.
He's gonna come out and take a couple pictures of my bike too.
Yeah,
All the pictures I've taken were by myself, my camera.
Okay. I mean, the one you have in your Discord and Instagram are really good, though.
They're all right. All right. I could have a better camera.
Yeah, I hear you. So, what do you got? What do you got going on? For what are you excited about for Airsoft this year? New guns, new gear. I know you talked about you got Red Dawn coming up, and then a couple other things that you're going to be planning on going to this year.
Oh, I couldn't say much. I couldn't say much. I know that all the other milsims I'm going to are kind of eh. It would be the Sherwood one I'd probably go to at least once. And then I'm going to try to branch out a little bit more, maybe American Milsim. And I don't know. I want to travel. I want to go
Okay.
adventure out of Illinois, venture out of Indiana, Wisconsin, and I want to travel. I want to.
Yeah.
It's just got to plan this all out. Hop in an RV and just go.
That's the way to go, man. For real.
For build wise, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I have anything else I want to build. Maybe a new high kappa, which would be probably from one of my buddy. He's a high kappa maker. He's just trying to start out.
Yeah.
His name's Savvy. He goes Savvy Customs, and he makes really good high kappas. And maybe I'd get another high kappa from him running from there.
Yeah.
But no, I would do a ground up build for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna start out with the Tokyo Marine. I'm going ground up.
Damn. You know what
Try
I
that
heard?
from there.
I heard if you get a TM high kappa and don't touch it, it runs great. Like it never breaks.
If you use green gas,
Okay.
throw HBA on that, maybe CO2, you're gonna destroy the thing.
Yeah. See, that's so. I guess that's where the breakdown is a lot of these people I'm talking with, they're talking about high kappa, they all have high kappas, the speedsofters, and they're like, yeah, this my high cap is down, and I heard this so many times. I'm like, Jesus. So I didn't know anything about the history of the gun itself, and I'm going, it didn't make sense because as I'm hearing this, I'm thinking to myself, Tokyo Marui is a big name in airsoft, and they have a really good reputation for making well-built guns. And then everyone that talks about high cap is like, oh yeah, it's fucking down. Oh Jesus! Like it's always this, disappointment when they talk about their high cap, and I'm like, what happened? They're like, oh, it's broke again. It's just whatever. I'm like, bro. And I made a comment a few podcasts ago, a couple weeks ago, to somebody that was talking about them, and I said, oh, it's always broke, right? Like he's like, no. They're not bad guns if you don't open them. If you shoot them stock, TM makes a good solid gun. They'll run for a long time. It's when people open them because they want to HPA them, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
They want to upgrade it, whatever. So once they open them up, they don't know how to do it right. They fuck it up, and the thing is always broke. I was like, God, that's so sad.
When I first started touching my high kappa, basically, I actually bought mine pre-built from Mir Tactical. And every single weekend, I had to bring it back. It was under warranty, so I said screw it. Bring it back, and had to fix it. And so what it was that the nozzle spring kept misaligning, or something would screw up with the nozzle. And after bringing it in so many times, I just said, screw it. It's not worth it. Let me tap there. Let me try to do this myself. And after I went into it, I figured out that the nozzle spring that they put in was too small. And so that's why I kept misaligning, would jump out and would screw up. And the housing wasn't really in there correctly also. And I bought a couple of nozzle springs. I'm not sure what strength it was, but it was a right size nozzle spring. It fit in there perfectly because you're supposed to compress them down before you put them on top of the nozzle. His were Mir's nozzle spring that was in there actually had a gap in between where it's supposed to sit. And
even when it was expanded.
Yes, full expanded, it would still be a gap in between where it is when you're supposed to actually have a nozzle spring, pinch it down a little bit and place it in there. So
it's supposed to be putting pressure on that, constant pressure, even a little, and then,
and there was a space. And I noticed that every single time I pulled my nozzle back, it wouldn't go back all the way.
Right.
And I went in there, I did a couple parts myself, and I'll tell you what, my high kappa ran perfectly. For, I'd say, when did I do that? That was in maybe August.
Yeah.
August, I started doing that myself. And ran perfectly up until now, literally last week. Perfect.
And you used it a lot.
Yes,
Like you
and
use
that
it
was
regularly.
that was regularly constant stress. And it's all about maintenance. Look at
Yeah.
your parts, maintenance it, and
Okay.
I take it apart, take everything out, clean it off, put Q-tips through it, and if you maintain your high kappa, it's going to run perfectly.
Now, when you clean it, so for anyone that doesn't know, how do you clean it? What do you use? So you put a Q-tip on it. Do you use some kind of oil or silicone or
well,
spray or
first,
something?
the oil and silicone, when it does get dirt on it, it's going to clump up at certain corners and certain spaces. Silicone will clump up on you.
Right.
It's unfortunate, but it does happen.
Sure.
Now, it will clump up everywhere because it's a high kappa. You got constantly moving. Oils could be shooting at places, especially if you put too much oil. And at that point, you have to take apart the entire high kappa, especially the slide. The lower, you're all right. But the slide, yes.
Right.
And I take apart the entire slide, get it down to everything bare. Like you just bought all these parts and you got to put them all together. And all I'm doing is I got a paper towel. I do my first fresh wipe all over it, wipe everything down, get them down to the bare pieces. And then that's when I start getting my Q-tips and I start going through it. I don't really use any cleaning supplies or anything because I don't think you're supposed to personally.
Yeah.
Until the very end is when I put oil on. But I make sure the thing is bone dry to start.
Right.
Bone dry.
Gotcha.
And then I go through every little crevice with Q-tips, turning, just making sure that it's all clean or it's the cleanest that it can be. And I do an overview of my parts. I look to see, all right, what's worn down, what's broken, what needs to be replaced. And if you do that, you're going to last your high kappa so much longer. And people don't do that. People do not do that. People think they just, throw it away. Looks clean enough. And then
they'll play weeks and weeks with never opening it up and cleaning it.
No, they just won't. And
okay, so it's not always just the gun. Okay, so I'm finding out more now with this kind of stuff.
It's also parts. It's also parts.
Okay.
Like, if you have hop-up issues, for the love of God, don't buy a Maple Leaf. For the love of God, do not buy a Maple Leaf hop-up. Those suck. The aluminum, it bends on you instantly, and your arm's going to get screwed up. The only thing I keep from a Maple Leaf is their H-plate. That's it.
The H-plate?
The only thing. Yep, because when the arm comes down, there's a little gap, and you can put an H-plate in it, or I-plate, or whatever the hell people call it.
Okay.
And that's better for the hop. It gives you better hop. Take that and keep it. Otherwise, your Maple Leaf will break on you for sure. The aluminum, no, the hop-up. It's just the hop-up in general. The hop-up will go before your bucking. Yes.
Holy shit.
Terrible. Barrels, yeah, sure, keep them. I like them.
Yeah.
But Airsoft Masterpiece, their hop-ups are made of brass. Sure, they're gold. They look cool. They suck, though. They're going to break. You're going to get so many stress fractures, it will literally break on you. I used an Airsoft Masterpiece for a month. Literally broke in half.
Oh, my God.
And after that, I just said, screw it. I've heard a lot of good things about the stock hop-ups. Stay with the stock hop-ups. When the last time I would say after the Airsoft Masterpiece, which was in June, my hop-up just broke 2 weeks ago, and that was from a stress fracture. I guess I didn't see. And I had a spare stock hop-up, replaced it, and everything's going good.
So what is this now? A stock hop-up? You're talking about like the actual
Tokyo Marui hop-up.
The actual stock one. Okay, so
that
the
is
original part.
The best hop-up you're going to get.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Best hop-up you will get.
Okay.
But keep the H-plate. Put the H-plate in there. The H-plate's nice.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing that concretely broke on me, except for last week after my nozzle broke on me after an entire year use. My nozzle broke on me. And that was my Cacao Pink, and I just replaced it. So hopefully they'll give me another year.
Yeah.
And now it's just the feeding lip that broke on me. And I think that was just
Okay.
from the cold. I play
Right.
hard and it's understandable.
Yeah.
If my high kappa can last for 8 months without me doing anything besides maintenance and I play hard, you see me and some of my clips, I got snow being shot into my high kappa at times, which I think to myself, oh God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And it worked for 8 months without touching it whatsoever. Yes, your high kappa can do that too. Maintenance it, look at it,
Yeah.
see what you're doing, man.
I mean,
But
dude, like in the real steel world, obviously coming out of the military, we, you are regimented with cleaning your rifle. Like you have to
mm-hmm.
clean your rifle. It's imperative. Like it's extremely important for everything to function properly. So we go for a whole day of shooting, you're shooting hundreds of rounds. You have to clean it the next time, or right when you're done, and before you go out again. Like people that, yeah, I guess I didn't realize a lot of people aren't taking care of their guns, and that's why a lot of
Most
a lot
people
of these
don't.
issues. Yeah, I don't. I think I wonder if maybe the people that are getting into airsoft that don't have a real steel background, maybe don't clean their, maybe they're not as in tune with that. Like they don't know, hey, this is important to do, right? And maybe it's because the mentality is, oh, it's a toy gun, it's not shooting real ammo, so
Mm-hmm.
there's no black powder being expend, all this carbon and shit being let off inside the gun that's building up or whatever. So they don't know that it's getting dirty and these parts are not going to function properly. I don't know. It's a breakdown with something like that for sure.
I mean, at this point, I mean, yeah, you're right. People say it's a toy gun, but you're putting this money that's the same price as a real gun. I mean,
For
I could
real,
buy,
bro.
yeah, I could buy an AR-15 that costs less than what
Yes.
I'd say my AirTac build is now.
Yep.
My MCX is sitting on or over there, and that thing I've got. God, how much money I put into that thing? It's like a $1,700 build on that
Christ.
MCX.
Yeah.
It's almost the price of the real MCX.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than AR-15s. God, what's a
Dude.
Daniel Defense AR-15 go for nowadays?
Most of them are around $1,000, $1,200, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can
Treat
get
your toys like if it were real.
yeah, these ones we have up here, these guys we got AK-47, we got two ARs hanging on the wall right here. These guys got these at, we have a local armory, Palmetto State Armory. And, bro, I think they got them on, I don't know, 800, $600. This is back
Lord.
before, this is probably 7, 8 years ago, maybe something like that, maybe 6 years ago. But it was before everything, when real steel started really going up in price, but before the ammo started going crazy and shit. So they would get them on sale, and at Palmetto State, it was like fucking cheap as shit. They got two. They had a deal going a couple years ago. It was two Mosin Nagants. It was a pack of two,
Okay.
full Mosin Nagants, World War
God,
II
that's
era,
awesome.
bro. And they came with the original cleaning kits, with the original bag for the cleaning kit, with the original little oil can and shit that we still have, and the
That's
original
awesome.
bayonet. Okay, the bayonets are fucking long as shit, bro. I think it's like 18 or 20 inches. Okay, and these things came in a pack of two. My son Chris bought the 2-pack. It was 100. It was less than $200. It's fucking nuts.
That's insane.
It's so
That's insane.
crazy.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'd love to own a Mosin. Are you kidding me?
Oh my
That
god.
is
Yeah.
that is the coolest thing.
Yeah. We still have both of them. I got the one. We kept the original stock on the one, and then he bought this one called a Archangel stock that's made for the Mosin. It's synthetic. It's updated. It's a newer looking one with a cheek riser and everything. Adjustable cheek riser and everything for sniping or whatever. but it looks really cool. But anyway, we still have both of them. It's, one was, and we took them both out and shot them. One of them broke the first time we used it. It was the ejector pin. So,
Okay.
or extractor pin, sorry. So on the bolt, when you cycle it, it's a bolt action. When you
Hmm.
cycle it, there's on the end of the bolt, there's an extractor. It's not a pin, I guess, just called the extractor. But it's built in, and it's got like a little sharp lip on it that grabs, and it's kind of spring loaded
Yeah.
underneath. So it grabs the lip, the back end of the brass, and so when you pull it back, that's what flicks it out of the port. So
Hmm.
that little tiny thing snapped. Okay, just a chunk of it broke off. So we
Oh,
ordered it. It was super easy to find them. We ordered a new one for cheap as fuck. I took it apart, put it in. So easy to work on, bro. Like so fucking easy to work on. Like way easier than any of your airsoft guns. Okay. And but yeah, they're so it's just but yeah, you got to keep up on cleaning it, taking care of your weapons. And I guess, a lot of people don't realize maybe they haven't been trained right. Like in airsoft, they think, like I said, I think they think, oh, it's just a toy gun. Now, AEGs, I've heard people say, oh, you got to clean your barrel and stuff. But
100%.
real,
Absolutely.
why? What?
Because
There's
there's
debris
every
on the
little
BB.
debris. Debris on the BB when you take your magazine
Yeah.
out. I mean, you're running around. There's going to be debris everywhere. Debris going to
Well, they're
be
plastic
going
too,
up.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
Even on your magazines. I mean, on your plate carrier where you put it in, you're going to have some sort of debris, whether however you play or when
that's
you're running
true.
around. Debris is going to get everywhere. And it's going to be a little bit of dust, a little bit of sun, a little bit of dirt that's floating in the air. It's going to get on your magazine. You put that thing in, it's going to go into your hop. It's going to go into your barrel right as you shoot. Air's going to push it right into your
Good
barrel.
point. Good
And
point. Yeah,
especially when you say you got a 603 or 601.
right.
My AirTech Custom is a 601. I used it for one round
Yeah.
on one map, and I was standing still up inside of a tower defending or doing defend the embassy, and used that for one round. I took a barrel cleaner and a jamming rod, shoved it down there. I pull it out. It just exploded with debris all over me.
Now that sounds a little M-rated. Okay, what you just said.
Well, it's a bunch of white shades, so you said.
Oh my god, that's funny. But it was that dirty.
It was that dirty. It was
Fucking
just was sitting
crazy,
there.
bro. Let me lock this real quick. All right.
And it's just
Yeah, that's
insane.
okay.
It's insane. If
So
you don't
it
take
is
care of your
important.
guns, it's gonna ruin it.
Well, I mean, look, we started getting these, and this is why I love asking these questions. First off, I'm not afraid to say I don't know something. So
Hmm.
I'm really kind of a spectator in this sport. Okay, because I've never played. I don't have a lot of experience shooting these. I've shot them in the backyard to do reviews, but and I've taken them apart, like I said. But as far as long-term use, like you guys, most of the people I talk with, been playing for quite some time, and you guys are the ones on the field, boots on the ground, using these airsoft guns, using all these different types, gas or AGs or HPAs or whatever, and different types of BBs and BB weights and everything. And most people don't talk about how important it is to clean your rifle or clean your weapon.
Hmm.
And I think it's something that a lot of people. I'll bet you the majority of airsofters don't take care of their weapons. They they'll upgrade them, they'll put those new parts in, but then they won't take care of them. They won't clean them, lube them, whatever they got to do, and they go out there on the field. And then after like 3 weeks, they're like, "Fuck, this thing broke already." And it could be because of something like that, something so simple.
It is. It can be. It
Yeah,
can be. I'll tell you what. Cleaning your barrel, easiest thing. You got the jamming rod. It came with the gun and from
right.
the box. You go on Amazon. You can search up airsoft cleaning sheets or whatever. I forget where to search them up. You do $15 for say 2,000 of these tiny little things you put on the end
Yep.
of the
Little
jamming rod.
square
Yep.
cotton. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Shove it in. out, shove it in, twist, out, replace, do it one more time. You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
That's it. And then that's it for AEGs, really. For HBA, one thing that people don't really know is when they get an air leak, they hear an air leak on their HBA unit, they think, oh God, it's screwed, it's over. Well, that's because what you need to do is on the end of your hose of your nozzle that goes to the gun, you put like 2 drops silicone oil.
Really?
Right in there. Yep. 2 drops. And then you just dry fire it. You dry fire it maybe 100 to 100 shots. And you just dry fire it so that all the oil goes in there and lose up the oil ring or the O-ring that's inside.
Yeah.
And then you keep doing that. Sometimes they'll need another 2. You do another 200 shots, and then you're fine. That's your maintenance. That's how easy it is to maintain those things.
So the air leak is really just it's so simple as the O-ring is getting maybe dried out, or it's getting stuck in one spot. It should be kind of expanded or whatever, it's not. And you loosen it up with that, and it runs great.
Runs great. That's how I've had 2 problems like that, and that's how it's solution. And that's just a solution, especially for people who buy Polar Star jacks now. For anybody who buys Polar Star jacks, the O-rings that are now there from post-COVID, or sorry, before COVID.
Yeah.
They're completely different. Polar Star downgraded their quality.
Oh.
It is imperative you either replace them or maintain them as much as you possibly can.
Wow. Okay. Maybe they got they had to get like a different supplier.
Yeah, probably. I mean, but you're always going to have the O-ring leak. You're going to hear it. It's not the end of the world. You just got to oil it up.
Bro, that's a pro tip, because a lot of people, they think, something's wrong with it and they don't know how to fix it. And they're like, well, fuck, I don't know. They'll spend hundreds of dollars, trying to get it fixed. And it's, what is a bottle of silicone oil? Fucking like $5.
I'd say so. It depends. Depends what brand you get, but I'd say 5 to 15.
But less than $20, you can fix your own shit and keep it running for a while, just with something so simple like that.
If you don't have oil in your arsenal, you're losing. I'm sorry. You gotta do some.
You suck, man. Okay? You're terrible. You better step up your game if you're gonna be airsofted, okay?
You want to be better? Oil. That's it.
Right.
Take a page from the U.S. government. Oil.
No shit, bro. Yeah. That's good. So I want to ask you about your. You've got a mask sitting back there. Is that a dye mask?
Yes, it is. That is the mask that I use. I thought I'd put it back there for a little bit display.
Yeah. No, your background looks awesome, man. I appreciate you setting it up like that.
This is the mask I run nowadays.
Whoa, dye mask. That looks awesome. What is it?
It's just a dye i5, and then I got my recording set up for the GoPro. It takes a line down to the battery pack, and then I have this Oni bottom mask that I ended up zip tying on. You can see the zip tie. Most people don't notice them, but
hold on.
Just zip tie.
I couldn't hear you. Your mask is in front of the. Yeah, you're blocking it. So, there you go.
I got the line for the recording setup, and then I got the Oni mask on here that I got off Amazon. You can get these things for $15, and then I just ended up taking off the back end and zip tying it on. As you can see, there's some zip ties through some of the air holes.
Now, was that strong enough to withstand BB shots?
Oh, 100%.
Nice.
100%. I think I ordered this one on Amazon off of AT Airsoft, and it's worked great. But I'll tell you what, if you do end up putting this on there specifically, as you can see here, I put a lot of drill holes in there. You're going to have ventilation problems.
Oh, gotcha. So you put drill holes in there to help it so you don't fog up and shit.
Yes, because you will fog up. For sure. And I would say for anyone who's recording, anybody who runs a tank through your backpack, this is the recording thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
I have my normal GoPro up here. I drilled a hole in the side of it, took off the side thing to the battery. And I have a corrugated tubing wire harness that goes zip tied all the way through the top, around the side, and this just goes into my backpack to power bank.
Oh my God, that's smart.
if you get like a 256 gigabyte recording card, you could just record the entire day nonstop.
All day. All fucking
all day.
Yep.
All day. Even if you get those funny moments where you're on the side with your buddies, it's in between matches,
Right.
you put your mask down, you can record all those funny moments.
Yeah.
It's nice. You just get you get a good power bank. This setup right here with my power bank, I think it's like a 2000 milliamp battery pack. I'm not entirely sure.
Right.
Lasts me all day. All day. It can last me 2 milliseconds without charging.
Oh my God, that's great. Yeah. See, we set up the same thing with these guys' combat helmets for milsims, and we ran the wire like that. Now he had it in a pack on the back of his helmet. One of the full helmets. He had it on the back of the helmet, velcroed in there for the power bank, whatever. I guess he had seen it on a couple of videos, some YouTubers, whatever.
Yeah.
That do that, whatever. And we did the same thing. We drilled the hole. I dremeled a really tiny hole, just big enough for that charging cable to plug into the side of the GoPro, so that it was still weatherproof. Like if it rained or what. I mean, you're not going to submerge it in water, but if it was raining or something when you're out there, it was still fine. And they would use that, and it would last, most of the day. So yeah, that's a good idea, bro. That's nice. I like that helmet.
It's for anybody who wants to record and just like is struggling getting all those batteries, and your battery dies with your mid-game play. That's your problem solver. $70 for problem solver instead of buying more batteries.
No shit, dude, for real. And then trying to remember to switch them out.
Yeah, you don't need to, because it's constantly charging. Though I will say one thing for the summer.
Overheats.
It will overheat.
Yep, that's what we had to.
Overheat.
So you know what? Listen, bro, this guy told me on the Heroes, I think 7s or newer. Okay, GoPros 7s or newer. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at the podcast. It was with Tactical Face. Okay, he's on the Tryhards. His call sign is Tactical Face. He says he had the same issue because they do 3-day milsims. He was doing. He records everything. He's like, I record all day, all night, whatever. He goes, I said, well, we had the same thing where we plug it in. He has that charger thing, and I said, but ours would overheat sometimes. He's like, take the battery out, run it just from the power bank, and not the battery. The battery's what's overheating, and not the camera. I was like, oh. He goes, you ever had it where when it overheats, you try to take the battery out, it's like swollen, and it's hard to tug out of there. I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, so run it straight from the cord. I didn't know you could do that. He said, yeah, then I guess some version of it, from like the newer ones in the last few years.
Yeah.
You can run it straight from that cord. It'll run power straight from that cord. So I was blown away. I was like, bro, that's fucking awesome. Because we have 4 of those power banks, those portable chargers, and they're great, man. They last fucking forever. And you get some that are like, they look like a cylinder, like a 1.5 inch diameter cylinder that's like 3 inches long. It's tiny. Now those don't last as long, but as the bigger bricks. But they're still useful for like on the side of your sniper rifle if you want to do the one on your scope cam or something.
Yeah. I need a scope cam for some of my guns for sure. I did have one, and I wanted to run that battery pack. I was looking into the cylinder ones, but I ended up losing my scope cam somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Oh shit!
My God, I can't find it. I've looked everywhere for it. It's like the worst feeling ever. You lose a nice camera and you just can't find it.
Oh my God. Well, let me know if you ever want to get back into, actually using a scope cam. We've got 2 of them here that we're not using. I'll send you one.
All right.
Yeah. It's a Runcam 3. I don't know. I mean, we bought it 3.5 years ago when we first started our channel. So I'm not sure about the newer ones, but it does good,
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, dude, it's been great talking with you, man. You got a lot of shit going on. Yeah, really interesting stuff with your motorcycle and The I still can't get over the first time I saw your quote, "I'll spit in your mouth if you own a Chrysler."
Well, I love
Oh,
making a good impression, right,
I
man?
love
You
it,
know,
man. I
I love
love it.
making people
Yeah.
laugh.
It's cool. It's cool. And you got a cool background, you got a cool shirt, yellow card, what is it? Yellow card what?
Yeah, yellow card, Ocean Avenue. I got this
Okay.
when I was at Ride Fest when I think it was last September.
Oh
It was
shit,
in
where's that at?
Chicago.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
Chicago, and a
Bunch
whole
of
bunch of bands
bikers.
played there. A whole bunch of bands played there.
Yeah.
It was, I think, one of the headliners there that I got to see. I got super close up stage was My Chemical Romance. A big punk
Oh,
rock, pop punk
fuck yeah.
area. It's beautiful.
I
It's
love
so
that
much fun.
music. Yeah. I love
Got to see
every
new
kind of
bands.
music except I mean I love metal. Metal is probably my metal, hard rock, and then punk.
Hmm.
And bro, I grew up on punk because me and my buddies were rebelling as hell, rebellious as hell in high school, and all the punk, Sex Pistols, the original punk rock
Yep.
stuff. They were coming over the Clash, shit like that. So a lot of this stuff was coming over from Europe, and yeah, we were big into punk rock. So hell yeah, dude. And of course, later on with the industrial punk was Nine Inch Nails and real edgy sound.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fucking A, man. Hell yeah, dude. Well, dude, yeah, I definitely want to have you on again in a few months. You gone to,
I'll gladly come on.
what would be cool? We should do a not a collaboration, but have you on with May.
I'm
You and
down.
May come on after you guys go to Red Dawn.
Sounds good to me, man.
Give me an after action report and tell me about what a fucking shit show it was. That'd be awesome.
I'll have to take some. I'll take some pictures while I'm there too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we can go through too. I'll share the screen. We can go, or you can, and we'll go through your event and go through the pictures and stuff. That'd be fun. Awesome, dude.
Dude, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being on, man. What? Tell everybody where they can find you online.
You could find me on Instagram at cs.deadshot. Everything else, I got a whole bunch of links in my bios. Not really, but I got a couple links in my bios for YouTube that I'm gonna rarely, occasionally upload on. But I'm always on Instagram. Every time I'm on it, every single day. I love responding to your DMs. I love when you guys send me questions about gear. It's it's just pretty much it, man.
Awesome.
Otherwise,
Well, you're very knowledgeable too, and you got a lot of good tips for people because you have a lot of experience, which is really helpful, man. For a lot of people, not just new players, people that have been playing for a while that don't know what the fuck's going on with their gun. Like,
mhm.
put some oil on it, bitch. Okay. Um, that's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, dude. It was great meeting you.
It's great meeting you too, man. You have a good day too, man.
Later,
Take
brother.
care.